What will profit a man or a woman if he gains the whole world and loses his life? These words changed the lives of great saints, St. Ignatius of Loyola, St. Francis Xavier. These words keep provoking and changing the lives of people, even in our present time. To gain something, you must be prepared to lose another. Losing what is attractive to gain what is less attractive in the eyes of the world is a tough decision to make, but it's worthy. After Jesus teaching his disciples about his mission 2 years, he felt the time was ripe to introduce the mission of the cross. Last Sunday, we saw Jesus asking about his identity, inspired by the Spirit. Peter says, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Paradoxically, today, this Sunday, the same Peter is being rebuked by Jesus, for he could not imagine of a Messiah who is to die. Who was Christ according to the Israelites? He was expected to be an anointed king, a superhero, one who would rule Israel by rescuing them from the hands of the Romans. The disciples counted themselves lucky. They knew their star was shining. They knew they would be important members of Jesus' government. With all these expectations, Jesus tells them, if anyone has to follow me, he must renounce himself or herself, take up his cross, and follow him. This was the biggest scandal. Peter could not stomach it. He thought Jesus was joking. He pulled him aside and told him, "Master, stop joking. This is a serious thing." Renouncing ourselves means abandoning the bad ways and focusing our eyes to Christ. Coming out of our comfort zones. This is where we fall short of God's graces. We want to follow Christ, but still continue with our old ways. Following Christ is following the path that renounces sin, forgives our trespasses, a path of prayer and adoration, almsgiving and humility. I know there are some people who, when they come to church on Sunday, the next time they do about prayer is next Sunday. This is not a real following Christ. Following Christ is an everyday activity. Following him, every morning you wake up, you have to remind yourself that Christ, my eyes will stay focused to you. If not, we shall complain like Prophet Jeremiah in the first reading, where he says, "Lord, you seduced me. You duped me. Now I have become a laughingstock." Jeremiah thought that when God calls him to be a prophet, it would be an easy job. Everyone will love him. But he realized the more he preached God's message, the more he was hated. There are people today, I'm sorry to say, who run to church to avoid problems. There are people who think that when you believe in God, you will never experience problems. My dear brothers and sisters, this is not true. The more we are faithful, the heavier the cross. The more we go for confession, the more we meet more temptation. But the beauty of it all is that faith gives hope. Faith strengthens us so that we can face this temptation head on. Faith brings about the determination to conquer all our obstacles. St. Paul says that we should not model our life into this world, but transform ourselves into the will of God. Let us pray. That God may give us this courage, this determination to follow Christ. Give us the courage to bear the cross of Christ and follow him.